All right, Dean. First of all, thank you for joining us on Live at the Lamex.
No problem.
Okay, let's start with right from the beginning. You've been with us for a few months now. How have you found it overall?
It's been challenging, of course it has. But before I came in, I did a bit of research. When Alex phoned me, the attraction for me was to help a first-time manager. To be honest with you, and having managed Alex myself, and knowing what type of guy he is, what type of character, he's honest, he's hard-working. I didn't think too long about the job, to be honest with you. Normally I can think too hard about things, but I thought, no, let's go and do it and see if I can help him out and help him on the first step of his managerial career, really.
Yeah, we were just speaking off camera. You mentioned the shocking statistic for first-time managers and how that was something that you wanted to help with. What was that? Yeah.
Well, I've had one manager's job. And I think it's 70% of first-time managers don't manage again, which is alarming, really. And because I know the stat, and I, as I say, I did some research and looked at the situation Stevenage were in, and Alex in particular. I think I might be wrong, but I think we'd won 5 games in the last 54. And I just thought, I'm pretty sure, I felt confident that I could help him sort of turn that round. And we've worked really well together, and up to this point now we've turned it round to a point. But for me, it's about trying to make sort of small steps. You can't just suddenly change everything at once. So initially, our discussions were to try and find the right balance between the players that we've got, what type of shape we play, trying to find the right balance between being tight but trying to create and score is always a challenge, whatever club you're at. And I think there's been a gradual progression in performances and chances created. I think now it's about turning draws into wins. I think that's the big thing for us, especially the last week or so. Walsall at home really needs to be 3 points and not 1 point. Port Vale away, strong first half performance, started the second half really well, but it's only a point again. But the indications and the feedback I've been getting personally is that they're games that we could have lost maybe last year or whatever. So we are making progress, and the thing for me is giving the players belief. They have to believe that they can achieve. I think one of the first meetings I had it with two separate groups of players. I tried to keep it smaller, and I said the target is the playoffs. It was deathly silent. I'm not sure anybody thought that was realistic. But I think over this last 14 games, I think if you look at it, I know we can always go back in time and say if this, if that, but I think realistically we could easily be 4 points better off, potentially more. And if we would be within touching distance of the playoffs. So for me, the big thing is belief. I think when I came in, I'm not saying it's down to me, but I'm just saying maybe the belief wasn't quite there. Maybe players didn't really think that they could win a game. But that's gradually changing. And as I say, we've just focused on performance, not where we are in the league. It's about performing well, and the more we perform well and consistently well, the more chance we're going to have of picking up 3 points.
But how much of that is down to coaching, and how much of that is down to results? Because results and performances don't always necessarily match. How much is it you get the result and that just adds the confidence?
I think I would argue that 90% of the time it comes down to performance. I think if you've got a plan in place, you've got a structure that everybody understands and have to believe in as well. I think that breeds confidence on the back of that, and then obviously if you get a little bit of momentum, if you can win back to back, which I think we did against who was it, against Cambridge and Scunthorpe. I think we won back to back. Suddenly then it's the realisation is, do you know what, we can win games, and that's what we've been striving for, really. The training ground, the environment is a positive environment. It's a coaching, teaching environment. We want to try and improve every single player for them to perform individually better. And I think if we do that, and we've got a good structure as a team, then we're gonna get good performances and good results.
I believe this is the first time that you've coached at League Two level.
Yeah.
Has there been any surprises, and is there any big differences? What do you make of it here?
Yeah, I think one of the differences is the state of the pitches. To be honest with you, we've got a decent surface here at the Lamex, but sometimes you've got to go into games and be adaptable. I think that's been one of the biggest things. We went to Tranmere. I think within 10 minutes we played a square pass and a backward pass. Normally if we did that at home, that's not a problem. But the ball ended up, bouncing around, and, then suddenly somebody sort of shanks it off the pitch, and, and you have to turn around and say, like, if it comes back, we need to be playing forward on the next pass. So I think being adaptable to the state of the pitches, and also, I don't know whether I should really say it controversially, but I've worked for the Premier League and I've helped them assess refereeing performances. So, I've been privileged to be in the dressing room with Premier League referees, and obviously the standard's not quite the same either. And for me personally, trying to control myself at times during the game has been a bit of a challenge. Even at the stage of my career. So. They're probably the two biggest things.
Finally, back-to-back home games this week. Great opportunity to keep pushing on and pick up plenty of points.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the players are comfortable playing at home as well now. But like I say, we've had a couple of draws here that should have been wins. So what we will be working on for sure, or what we have been working on as well, is just trying to improve our play in the final third now. But you can't do everything at once. It's impossible. Like I said to you, we tried to, initially when we came in, we looked at trying to control the game in the middle third of the pitch, and then we spoke about playing out from the back and switching play around the back. I think now we've got some confidence from those performances. I think now the next challenge really for us is to be more ruthless in the final third.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.